right, you're welcome on yet another episode of Random. And my name is Afoda Samuel. I'm your regular host. This episode will be another banger. Yes, another banger. How am I sure? I will let you know now. My guest on the show today is a friend, is a brother, is a senior, is a married man, is a man of many parts. You would have noticed that there's a trend on this show. The people we bring on this show, they are people of many parts. It's not intentional. It's just that people of many parts, we've come to understand they have a very, very beautiful and awesome personality that attracts the Random crew to them. And our guest today is not an exception. Our guest today is a mechanic, he's an MC, he's a businessman, he's a dancer, he's an entertainer, he's an event planner. Is many things rolled up into one, and his name is ROTIMI Johnson. Some people call him Alausa, some I call him Person Papa, some people call him so many names. You are welcome, sir.
Oh my God. Well, in all you have said, you did very well. It's the dancer aspect that I was like, excuse me.
Maybe not officially. Tell me which event you don't go where you know dance.
Well, you need to burn out calories, and it has to be your signature. You have to have a signature. Whatever you do, you have to have a signature.
What's my signature? I'm not sure say I get.
So that's my signature.
I'll go and sign.
The time I went to an event and the DJ, I didn't dance, and the DJ came to me and asked me, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Why did you ask if I'm okay?" He said, "You're not dancing." And I said, "Excuse me, is it part of the criteria?"
Hey, you're a good Joe. You are the dancing MC.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for
great
coming.
honor.
Let me quickly give a little background to this video. This is the third time we are recording. I don't know why this particular episode, I am so sure that there's something in it, because we are recording for the third time. But now we've gotten our rhythm, and thankfully he's here again. Thank you so much for coming back again.
Thank you for having me. Anytime.
The way you cock up, it will be difficult for anyone to believe if we should just take a picture now and they put this up and they said one of these people is a mechanic. No brainer. Everybody just point at me saying, that guy who wear Ankara and I'm the mechanic. Nobody will reason you at all. So how did you come about being a mechanic?
Okay, well, before I answer that question, being a mechanic does not mean you have to be dirty.
Actually, I'm not dirty.
I'm just saying it. No, I'm just saying because generally speaking, because my colleagues, I tell them most times, you put on overall, you do dirty, you have all your oil stain on your shirt. Not that I don't work, I work now. But
do you know that has it ever happened to you before that a client will meet you, a prospective client will be like, say mama, you look too clean, kind of too.
No, the one that even amazed me is one that amazed me. I said, "Are you sure you can fix this car?" And I was like, "Excuse me." And he said, "No," he said, because all mechanics I've seen, their fingers are always black, their clothes are dirty, they have rough hair. I said, "No, gone are those days," because now we have educated people putting their children into mechanic. Of course, not in this country of ours. They make sure they do it here and push them outside the country, because it's a training thing. You have to have handiwork. You must know something. It's either you're a mechanic, a tailor, or however. Now, back to your question. How do I become a mechanic?
Yes, I'm interested.
There's this woman that I will never forget in my life. Amina. Gone at the days when I was still in Kano, because I schooled in Kano. Those days when you have some students in the morning, that's GSS 1 to 3 in the morning, SS1 to 3 in the afternoon. You know, they call it school lesson. You know, so I go to, because I'm in GSS 1. I mean, yes, I just got into GSS then, so I go to school during noon time. So in the morning, I don't do anything. Once I wake up, I eat, and the next thing for the next 4 hours before my school time, I scatter the entire area. I play around. You know, my mommy always gets reports when she comes back that, ROTIMI. And this woman calls me, said, "Why is it that every time they report you, don't you have something you can do?" I said, "Me, I don't. What do I have to?" I said, "I go to school now. That the leisure time I have, I need to play." She said, "Why don't I go and learn mechanic?" I said, "Me."
How old were you then?
I think I was around 14.
Wow.
I said, "Me, God forbid mechanic." And she said, "You can become a mechanic." I said, "No." Now there's this man in my area, I call him Ogasude. He's a mechanic. Now, during the day, if I see him, I don't like him. He's always dirty. But at night, he spends.
Nah, new taker. Taker at night, hustler during the day.
So she now advised me that I should go to Ogasule's box. I said, me, Ogasule, that is a very dirty man. I said, go and give it a try. If you don't like it, don't continue. So I went to Ogasule's workshop the first day, and I saw everybody, and I was forming, no,
Posh guy.
Posh guy. The second day, the third day, after 1 week, I got used to it. It was interesting, removing tire, tying knot. Somebody calls you and this.
Sorry, please. What was your mom's reaction when you told her you wanted?
I didn't tell her.
Okay.
Because my mom assumed I go to school. So once I leave, I don't leave the house very early. Once I'm done with everything I'm supposed to do in the house, I just leave the house, carry my bag, say I'm going to school, that I need to get to school early. In her mind, she thought I've changed to be a better boy, leaving home early for school. But I would not dress in school uniform. I put my school uniform in my bag. I said I'll tell her I need to go to school early. So I go to the workshop. Now the amazing thing is, I now stopped going to school.
You became so engrossed with the mechanic that you didn't want to do initially.
Yes,
I now stopped going.
I stopped going to school. That my mom got a report that it's been a lot, and my mom like, where have you been going to? Well, you leave the house, and she was about to spank me, and I said, no, I go to the workshop. She said, which workshop? She now called that Auntie Amina, because she's my neighbor. She now called her and told her this is what I do, because she's my favorite, or rather my favorite. She brought up into her. She now said she advised me to start the mechanic work. Lo and behold, she now said you need to balance it. You go to school, you do the work, you go to school. And I was doing it until I moved from Kano to Ibadan. Now, I finished secondary school in Kano, and I got to Ibadan. Then I got to Ibadan. Well, of course, I came into Ibadan as someone that is very troublesome. So they had to drop me in Ibadan. They dropped me in Ibadan. Luckily for me, there's a workshop behind our house. So they took me there. Of blessed memory, Oga Yellow. That's my Oga. So they took me there. The man said, now, I now became fine boy mechanic. I come to work, dressed, cack up. Now, I always read novels. So anytime they are doing work and there's a break, instead of me to go for that break, I just pick my book and I read. One day I had one of my seniors saying, but they didn't know I had them. But I kept my head straight, and lo and behold, I became one of the best because my Oga likes me because I speak 3 major languages. I speak Igbo, I speak Hausa, and I speak Yoruba. You know, Igbo man sells spare parts. So anytime he's going to buy spare parts, he takes me along to interpret so that he won't be.
And there's always this connection where you can speak the language.
He takes me along so that he won't be. But lo and behold, once he takes me there, I take cut from him, or rather on him. When I get there, I speak Igbo with the people, and I tell the people that had mind to what a guy is buying.
Let me use one of my guys English. Please accommodate me. Accommodate me in the process.
And while I'm speaking the Igbo, my guy will be happy saying, it's my boy, you cannot cheat me, why is he here? Not knowing that they just But thank God today it has become history because I did freedom. I knelt down, they spat snap on my head, and they prayed for me. And to God be the glory.
So apart from graduating from now finishing secondary school, you still proceeded with your academic?
Yes, now I went to Ibadan. Wow. So, well, it was after I did my freedom.
Okay, now we're back.
And I started mingling with people, and I realized that that there has to be book somewhere, or else they will sideline. So I just let me go to Ibadan and top it up. Interesting.
So now you are a mechanic that has been established. The MC part of it, how it happen?
Now, the mechanic gave birth to the MC.
How?
Amen. Because they start with MN. So that's why
that name. MN. Mechanic MC.
Mechanic MC. Now there's this great mentor of mine. I call him Boss. I respect him a lot. Benga Denuga. He runs a concert in Ibadan twice a month. Worship was Benga Denuga. So one day I was, curious, bored, and I just went out, and somebody invited me, there's this concert, so let's go there. And I went, I saw the poster. And I said, okay, after church, let me go, because I was a Christian. Of course, I'd become a church boy. So I went there, got there, and I love it. So I kept attending the concert every month. One day while I was in the concert, they asked for not volunteer, they asked for support, that anybody that wants to support anything. So I started supporting them with 5,000.
Okay, more like financial partner.
Yes, financial partner rather. So I said every month I'll be giving them 5,000 naira. I was, to the glory of God, I was constant with my 5,000 naira. To the extent that Benga said they should come and look for me, that who is this guy that brings his 5,000 naira without being hacked. So immediately invited me to his office. I go to the office and I asked, what do you do for a living? He wants to be sure it's not that I'm with me. And I said, I'm a mechanic. He said, really? I'm a mechanic? I said, yes, okay, can you come to fix our cars for us?
Sorry, please. As a mechanic, you were dropping 5,000 naira every month.
Yes.
So that was your cashing out.
My brother, car will break down.
Okay, how? So you're one of the people that has a friend that Nigeria's road will not be fit. Because when Nigerian roads are fit, it reduces the patronage.
Well, I think it was sense of responsibility, because then I'm not married, and I just felt that of all the money, what do I buy? I buy clothes. I don't even save up then. I buy clothes, I eat food, and flex with the money. So I said, what is 5,000 naira in a week? By the time I drill oil from car, I'll make more than 5,000 naira. You know, by the time I go buy spare parts, when they sell spare parts is 10,000 naira, and I get there, I bargain, they can even give me for 8,000 naira. Of course, the original price is 10,000, but because I'm a mechanic, I just said, okay, at least as your customer,
returning customer,
they just, okay, I take this a commission. So the money was easy for me. So instead of me just lavishing it, I started giving 5,000. He now invited me over. He now said, can you be fixing our car? I said yes. I started fixing their car. Now he moved from can you be fixing our car to can you be driving us? He now said, didn't mean to insult me, not as a driver that. So in case the car breaks down the road, I double as driver, as mechanic, he'll be paying me. Now I started reaping where I sow. I stopped giving the 5,000, they started paying me.
Interesting.
So I follow them to gigs, I drive them, I go ahead before of them, and anytime the car has issue on the road, before we get there, I fix it because I go with my tools. Now, one day, we went for an event in Lagos. I can never forget. I'm outside Lagos, and lo and behold, the great Benga Deyinka came as the host.
That matters, crooner.
Yep, Benga Deyinka the first. And you know, as the band they've set up, the driver, I've sat behind and I was watching that. Okay, interesting people are coming in, and the man took the mic and started introducing himself. He said his name is Awusa Sonana Benga Deyinka, Ahamburu Benga Deyinka, Urukomi Benga Deyinka, and this guy was speaking the three major languages that I have in me. And I was like, Kilele. So I have this talent in me, and it's dying in me. I said no. I just lo and behold, I started doing MC in my church.
The church is always the first, first place.
The church is the breaking ground for everybody. So I started in my church, and one day there was a concert, major concert in my church. It was an anniversary that all other parishes came to our church, and lo and behold, I was the MC, and went well. And they wrote in one of the articles, I can never forget the name of the article, Trinity Trumpeter, and they wrote in the article, and our own ROTIMI Johnson, the Ali Baba of Trinity, cracked the joke, and that thing hit me like, damn, I've been compared with Ali Baba, with their daddy, they were green.
They must take.
And the rest is history today. And there's one person too that I will not take for granted, Caxton Martins on that one day.
Caxton Martins. So what role did Caxton play in all of this?
Okay, now myself and Caxton now became friends because he's also one of the top members in Benga Deyinka's crew. Okay. So anytime we have a meeting, we always mess up the meeting with our jokes, disturbing everybody, and we became friends, good friends. And one day Caxton just called me and said somebody wants to do wedding, that I should go there and call it. And said, wedding? I said, okay. And I went there joyfully. I went to get a coat, not a suit then. You know, I got to the place, did the wedding, I was happy, the couple enjoyed it, and lo and behold, I just finished, I dropped the mic, I ran home. Not knowing that I'm supposed to collect money. The next day, Caxton just called me and like, Ode, I said, Kilo Shele, one look go over one, and I said, oh, bawo, Shele can go on. And I was like, once we know, I think it was 25,000. He removed 5,000 out of the money and he gave me the money. And ever since then, he has referred me to jobs.
So while you were interested, while you were happy doing it, you did not even know about the monetary part?
I didn't.
And so it was not, there was no chance of the money being the motivation or the encouragement of the inspiration.
No way.
You were just having fun, you were just happy.
I was having fun. In fact, I remembered my first, was it 50,000, 100,000, was from end of the year of Access Bank.
Wow.
50,000, Access Bank at Dugbe. I remember very well. Caxton just called me and said that Access Bank wanted to do poolside. And they said they paid, I don't know how much they paid in, but they said, no, they paid into my own account because they had me to open an account with them. And I opened an account and they paid 50. I said, wow, 50.
Well, I say, how many cars have this? How many cars have the service to get this kind of money?
50,000 naira. And you know, from there, I started growing, more gigs, left and right. And here we are today.
Thank God for how far and how well you've come. So now, as an MC, tell us, what do you think is the let me not start from the challenge. What do you think are the basic characteristics or features that someone should have if anyone is hoping or aspiring to be an MC?
One thing, you must learn how to speak good English.
Speak good English.
Speak good English.
What if I want to become a Yoruba MC? Because we have some MCs.
Well, if you want to become Yoruba MC, you must also learn to speak the Yoruba very well.
So whatever language it is that you've chosen, you must be a master at it.
You must be a master of it. For example, as a Yoruba MC, you are now asked to call 40,000 naira in Yoruba, and you are saying, oh no, I just 40,000. No, you're supposed to say
40. That's even more ridiculous.
So you must then. Second thing is, you must always appear good. Dress sense. You must dress well. If it's one suit, like I learned from Alibaba, you can have one suit and 5 shirts. Nobody will know.
Yes, so it's very black suit.
Yes, nobody will know. You have different shirts, same suits. Of course, there's one grey suit that grey suit, if the grey suit can speak, he will say, Oga, what did I do? What have I done? You know, I kept changing shirt upon shirt with the suit. And number top thing is, you must also know how to handle clients. Very important. For you to become professional MC, you must also know how to handle your client. Not that somebody calls you. Now, like I used to tell the young ones now, don't negotiate while you're hungry.
Now break that down, because hunger could mean, do you mean connotatively or denotatively? What do you mean by don't negotiate? Is it that's hunger or while you are in need? What kind of hunger are you?
It's both.
Okay.
While you're in need, while you're hungry, because somebody just called you and said, okay, is this MC Johnson? Yes, I have a job for you. How much do you charge? Tell the person I charge 50,000, and the person says, our budget is 20,000. Because you don't have money at that moment, because
and probably you have a need of 10,000.
You have a need of 10,000. Sir, I can't do 20. I can't do. No, sir. And the man was about to cut the call. I said, but sir, I will do it. Don't tell somebody else. He's going to tell somebody else. He will tell you, because if he has his friend will ask me, MC told him, 20,000. But my son must put 20,000.
I was put 50,000. I was 50,000. Go man for some 20,000. Only this life.
No. Man. So those are the things. Those are the major things. Then also, you must have manner of approach. You must have respect for your clients and other vendors. Very important.
And other vendors, yes.
Very important. Don't downgrade anybody. Don't look like, okay, I'm the MC as the master of the
Alpha and Omega, the authority, microphone is in my hand, I can say whatever I want.
Yes, you tell the band, I say, stop now. Excuse me. You don't command them.
Thank God you mentioned something about the band. Let's go to the band now. One of the major headache of any MC that anchors a social event, burial, birthday, wedding, they are the live bands. The live bands, most especially the upcoming ones. I've worked with some of the biggest live bands. At least I've been privileged to anchor events where we have the Sugar Band play, and of course I've had several other people who I had no issues managing them, because once you tell them it's time, they know when to sing. Once you tell them we want to talk, they know when to bring it down. They won't off your mic, because they want to, they communicate and they treat you respectfully. But I've also worked with a lot of live bands that you will beg them, you will say everything to get them to stop. They will not stop. When you are disturbing them too much, they will switch off your mic. They will not stop. They will take over the event if care is not taken. How do you, from your years of experience, let me know your experiences and how you have been able to manage these things, and your experiences with live bands.
Good one. Now at events, major people, the MC, the band, and the food vendor.
I think some people disagree with that arrangement.
No.
I think some people believe the food vendor comes.
No, the MC, the band, the food vendor. Now let me tell you, if the MC has the power, he will control the crowd, control the vendors. Ladies and gentlemen, please, while you are seated, the food vendors will come to you, attend to you. Now you have made that announcement. You make one announcement in two places. Sit down, food vendor, go and meet them. Now it's not the person of the food vendor if he or she is listening to the announcement, or the coordinator of the planner is passing the message to them that the MC has made an announcement that food has to be served. That's for one. Now the band, the aspect of how to control the band. Number one, once you get to an event, introduce yourself to the captain of the band, not to the band member, the captain of the band or the band owner himself,
the musician himself.
Yes, the musician himself. But there are some musicians you not sing, the A musician, the likes of King Wasiu Ayinde, Ebenezer Obey, and Sonny Ade. You might not see them, you might see the captain. Now, if you introduce yourself to the captain and tell them you are the MC, let them to understand that there is a flow. That this is the flow of the event. This is what we do and follow with the blood. Now, if the children are 10, you tell them every child is dancing 10 minutes.
That's typical of a burial ceremony.
For wedding, let them know that, okay, the DJ is bringing in the couple, you are bringing in the parents. After the event flow, the band comes in. You made them to realize that after the event flow, cutting of the cake, chairman's advice, games for couple if there's any, the band comes in. They should not be in a hurry to leave. Then you must also respect them that, okay, you should be time conscious. Don't sell your own market alone and be selfish for getting them, because as an MC, you must not, yes, you are being paid to come and talk, but don't talk too much. Don't talk too much saying, okay, this is your time, because by the time you talk too much, that's when you hear the band start telling you that the people are leaving, they need to play to make money.
Sorry to cut you there. That's correct, but at the same time, not very correct. Okay. There are some bands that all they want to do is play. So once you start talking as an MC, in 10 minutes, while you are cutting the cake, while you are playing games with the couple, they are telling you to wrap it up because they want to play. People are leaving, and you try to let them understand that yes, some people will definitely leave. You can't stop people from leaving, but this is a program that has to be followed, because at the end of the day, this needs to be documented. If, for example, the cutting of the cake, feeding, or any of these important programs, this particular agenda is omitted, it falls back on the MC.
Absolutely.
Because why didn't we do this? Why didn't you allow us to do this? Whereas the band is the one saying, we want to play. So sometimes, as I said, I start to be corrected, but then sometimes I know that bands could be very difficult when it comes to being selfish. They just want to play and play and play.
Okay, I agree with you, but there are some band, young band, older band. Well, I call them, I don't call them young band, because one day they are going to become blown. That's if they are following the lead. You have the A band, the B band, and the C bands.
D and E.
D and E. Now, for me, if I have a band I'm working with, and I tell them that stop, and you keep singing, I will allow you to enjoy that moment. Once the mic gets to me, I will publicly insult you, jokingly, let you know that the groom is coming in, the bride is coming in. Don't worry, you make money. They have paid you. Even if your balance is with them, they will pay you. So calm down. I will say it publicly and make the audience know that I have told them to calm down. But Emma go Gonzalo, don't go with their money. You will sing for them. Now, it also depends on the band. You need to be very good, because at the beginning of the event, the band are supposed to be allowed to sing, to entertain people.
That is if they are done with the setup. Not that when you start talking, you say, I have a sound check.
Yes, there are some terrible bands like that at the point of the event, in the middle of the event, they want to sound check. That's why when I come in, I go to them and tell them, have you sound checked? Even if I'm not the planner or the coordinator, If I realize that they're not cooperating, I go to the coordinator. I tell them they need to sound check, because they can't be sound checking in the middle of the event. You can't be doing sound check while I'm talking. 222. No, I will tell you that I've been paid to come and work. At your own time, I will not be talking. So please don't talk while I'm talking. That's for them. Now, let me now come to when I say A bands. I've worked with King Sunny Ade, I've worked with King Wasiu Ayinde Marshal, Obi, all of them. I've worked them to the glory of God. Now, these people even listening more.
Yes.
Than the young ones.
That's what I'm saying.
Although there's one of them that's
which one of them?
That's King Wasiu Ayinde Marshal.
What happened?
Now, for King Wasiu Ayinde Marshal, he's not the kind of band that wants to play and stop. He wants you to be done with your ceremony.
Let me get that. So if it's a birthday, let's say it's a birthday ceremony, the MC must have been done with all the programs on the agenda.
Yes, because once it kickstarts,
no stopping.
Even if it's a wedding, he's not the kind of person that said he wants the parent to dance in.
So
he will sing for them. No, of course, he has worked himself to that level. Of course, Sugar Band will do it. King Sunny Ade, even as old as he is, more than K1, he will do it, but K1 will not do it, because K1 is not the kind of person that once his music is going up, you want to stop in the middle and say no. He will start again, so you just allow him to go on that pace. But King Sunny Ade will come back, he will stop, back, he will stop. Not that Sunny Ade, but because that's the way he sings, that's the likes. The way his music is. Once it starts, bang, bang, our day, you cannot stop him, because want to padadini. Now, my experience with them, some of them, there was an event I went to and King Sunny Ade came to sing, and the children, I was told that they need to dance for 10 minutes each. And I told him, I said, sir, with courtesy, that this is what they want. He said, you are the MC, whatever you want, I would follow. I said, okay, sir. We started with the first child, second child, third child. When he got to the fourth child, he called me. He said, ROTIMI. I said, sir. He said, please, I need a favor from you. And I was wondering, King Sunny Ade needs a favor from me. He said, this particular child we're about to call is the person that paid him. Can he please ask for extra 5 minutes? I said, Daddy, could little. No, he said he needs to tell me ahead, because I'm the MC. I said, no problem. And he started the music. After 15 minutes, and immediately I was coming up, he said, motivation, and he stopped. Now, amazingly, he begged me for a favor, I gave it to him. Do you know that King Sunny Ade tipped me for begging me for a favor? And he was like, I don't know, no. Even though I wanted the money. I said, no. And he gave it to me. Now, the other way, myself and King Wasiu, we had an issue.
Favorite, by the way.
He's also my favorite. I've worked with him a couple of times. We had an issue one day. I was at an event, and I think it was a birthday, I can't remember. And suddenly, there was a DJ.
Okay.
Suddenly, King Wasiu Ayinde Marshal stopped singing, and the whole place was noisy like a market. And one of the events coordinators, I think one of the children just came to me and said, what's happening? I said, King Wasiu Ayinde Marshal said he wants to eat. He said, so do something. This place can't be quiet. Do something. And that's not a moment for jokes, because nobody will listen to you. I just went up to the DJ. I said, you need to start blasting, pending the time when he's ready to come back. And he started blasting. Okay, and the hall was bubbling. Everybody was dancing, and I was doing the happy. And lo and behold, King Wasiu Ayinde stood up with his crew, and he went out angrily. I didn't know what happened. And somebody just came to me, I think one of his managers. I said, how do you mean? Before you know it, the guy just threw a fist at me. Well,
blow.
Yes. My brother, I didn't allow you to get cold. I threw my own bag. And people entered our midst and was like, what's the issue? I said, I don't know, whatever is the issue. He didn't talk to me, just gave me a blood. And they held him. And lo and behold, Wasiu was angry that it's an insult to his personality that he was seated, and DJ is blasting music while he's seated. And I said, excuse me, how? You wanted the rest. We can't keep the hall empty. It's just a matter of filling the gap. Once you're about to kickstart, we go back again. And lo and behold, they begged him, he came back, and somebody came to me and said I should go apologize. I said, apologize for what? What have I done to apologize? I said, yes, it's another person to me, but I must know the reason why I'm apologizing. Is it because he got angry? Is it because the DJ is singing? Is it because I asked the DJ to sing? I didn't go to apologize. Unknown to me that somebody was watching me. So after they persuaded me to go and apologize, I didn't go. The man just came to me and said, I like your more cornea. He said because if you had gone to apologize to him, that he's going to embarrass you. That's going to most likely slap you or kick you. That says so you had one that authorized the DJs to start playing. So everybody, even Evangelist Ebina, when I worked with him, and I told him, sir, you need to stop now. He didn't move an inch from the music was singing.
Because you see that there's a confidence in people who know their onions. Let me put it that way. I could remember the day I anchored an event with Sugar Band. You know, it was so smooth that when people were settling down, they were serenading them with blues, foreign songs, no praise singing. So when it was time for praise singing, they moved to that. Because I have had an experience before. I remember it was a wedding at Oyoalafin years back. It was during Akala was the governor then, and the election was coming. So I think the guy works with one company in Lagos, and they invited. I was the MC. So it got to a point that we needed the musician to stop, but it did not stop. At that moment, a politician walked into the hall, and that politician happened to be I think maybe the chairman of the local government or something, one of their Akala boys or something. The musician turned that wedding to a political campaign or a political carnival, because I think the bride's father is also a politician, and that's his camp. So all those women lead out of them were there. So the guy came in, all the women stood up to go and welcome him, and the guy started singing his praise. Meanwhile, at that moment, the couple were ready for their dance. The guy no stop. I went to him and said, guy, you need to stop. You need to call the husband and wife now. The guy they say, Awala ni Ibadan. They were just singing, and the man too was. The man did not stand up. He was on his seat. But his boys and everybody were on their feet, and the musician would not stop praising him. I had to go and meet the groom. The groom talked to the best man. The best man followed me. We went to the musician. He no gree stop. We had to go and call the father of the bride. The father of the bride came, begged the musician. The guy no stop. At the end of the day, the groom and his friends, they packed their tables and chairs and moved outside of the hall.
Wow.
They left the hall for the bride's father and her goons. And the bride was so sad. She was let's not even. This is random. Let's not turn this to Vendor United when we talk about vendors and what they are. It's something.
But for me, that kind of a band, whether you like it, sooner or later it's going to stop.
I don't know his name, and I'm not sure I've ever had.
No, he's going to stop at that event sooner or later. But once he stops, I will now use proverb to talk to him. The
guy was so unruly. See, let's leave that matter. We talked about event. Like I said, this is random. We'll pick on so many matters of interest to you. Recently, it's quite unfortunate that we have to do this again. Because I remember the first time we did this, like I said, we lost 2 files in the process. This was get one kind of some bad package for body with the scatter production. It was unfortunate that one of the people you mentioned that was of a big influence to you. In fact, the first time you came, we were talking about how to get him on the podcast.
I know.
And then unfortunately we lost him. And it was so devastating. And it was a national case, international case, because of the kind of personality involved. I'm talking of Big Bolaji. Yep. The first time I met you, I saw you, it was at Dominion City. Big Bolaji was invited, and you came with him that day. And that was when I got to know you and to know, okay, there's somebody called Rotimi Johnson. And the first time I saw Adeton, the first time I saw Kweteru, the first time many people. It was while Big Bolaji was invited, and they were in his entourage, and he gave them chance to perform or to minister before him. And unfortunately, we lost the man. We lost the man.
Yep.
And it was a very, very big one. Tell us your journey. How did you meet Big Bolaji, and what kind of role did he play in your career altogether?
Well, Bolaji Olariwaju, aka and Big B. A very good man, great man, a man with a golden heart. Very wonderful man. You know, if I say I remember I met him, I'm lying. I just know, of course, through Benga Denuga. Benga Denuga, of course, introduced me like, okay, this is the guy that's fixing our car. And lo and behold, I started fixing his car.
I've used this your mechanic to penetrate a lot of people.
I started fixing his car. We started traveling together, and he got to realize that, okay, I'm not just fixing car alone. I also do MC. I said, oh, this is good. You know, of course, while you're explaining them, but then there was no status then. There was what status? Who knows what status then? But you have to take picture. You know, it was just Instagram then too. It was just Facebook. It was just Facebook. So, you know, myself and people, I started getting along. I take him to events, you know. But one thing that amazes Big B about me is that he sees me at event. For example, they call him to come sing, and lo and behold, he realizes me that I'm taking him there. I'm still the MC. Sometimes I will tell him, sometimes I will not tell him, and he says, but boy, you're serious, you walk on tell you actually MC me by, you know. And he sees me like, okay, this guy has this talent, not just mechanic, and he picked me up. Now there's this event he started, Turn It Up with Big B. So both got involved, myself and him. Well, to the glory of God, I have this patient that whatever you want me to do, just put me through. I will go with it. Now, Big Bolaji likes me in the sense that after all the vendors meeting, after everybody's meeting, Big Bolaji will leave me at the hall around 11 p.m. and say he's going to bed, that I should make sure things get on. I mean, they should do things, and of course, he has gotten me in a room. Now, I will leave the room probably, the hall around probably 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. And the next morning, before 8, I'm back at the hall. And Big B will come back and say, show lost Sonny. I said, your father. You know? And for more than 13 years, we've been running this Turn It Up thing. I've been traveling together. And Big B is somebody that I call him river that will not stink. Because Big B will always pave way for everybody. Like you said, if he's being invited somewhere, before you talk, you say, Pastor, I have a gift for you. The pastor will be thinking he probably bought a perfume or something. You say, no, this is the gift I have for you. This person will sing before I sing. The likes of Adeto, this person will crack joke before I come up. The like of Peteru. If they call him that, he should come and probably work in an event. Sing in an event. You now ask a question: do you have MC? The people will now say, we don't have MC. Do you have? I say, don't worry, I have a good one for you. Expensive, but I'll bring him at your own price. Of course, I wasn't that expensive then, but it's at your own price. So they will pay him and say, okay, bring the guy, and I will come, and at the end of the day, he's going to get good feedback. That, the guy you brought, I told you, and I said, this guy is good, and that. Lo and behold, we became father and son. Yeah, some people call me his P. I'm not his P. I'm his son. You know, I'm not his, like I keep telling people that a lot of people that was on his 50th birthday, everybody was making introduction, and somebody said I'm his PA, and I said, I'm not his PA, I'm his hall in hall. You know, the only thing we don't do is the Bobrisky thing. But every other thing, you know, like I said, Big Bolaji took me to almost all the first lady in the Southwest. Almost all the first ladies, you know. If you're going there, Big Bolaji will give me the same VIP treatment. If you get, there was a thing went for an event, and they were saying only Big Bolaji is allowed to come in. He went in. He was standing, and the man said, "Sit." I said, "No, I will not sit down. I need ROTIMI Johnson to come here with me." And they came outside with the crowd outside, and they said, "Who's ROTIMI Johnson?" Because of course I know I didn't leave that place because I know Big Bolaji would not leave me outside. But just wanted to follow protocol. They said only Big Bolaji, and when I just started like and lo and behold, the protocol guy came back and said, "Who's ROTIMI?" I said, "Hi." He said, "Big Bolaji wants inside." He was standing when I got there. He said, "Joko Jari," and he sat down, and everybody was like, "Who is this guy?" To Big Bolaji. But so Big Bolaji is somebody I respect so much. Of course, like I said, I would never write my biography without starting with Benga Denuga. You know, Caxton, but Big Bolaji played a major role. You know, things that I cannot imagine that I can do. Big Bolaji, the only thing Bolaji will not introduce me to is telling them that I can get them a gun or human head. If anybody wants anything, you want light, you want food, he will say, "Don't worry, ROTIMI, somebody wants to rent tent, somebody wants to rent AC. I don't have AC, but people like you tell them that I have AC. It's not left for me to go and get where they are renting the AC. You know, that's how up to these days that I have access to a lot of things, a lot of people. I went to Uyo twice in my life. I've never been to Uyo. Do you know what I went? I went to set up my key, went for event planning. Big Bolaji told somebody that Uyo, that I don't even know how they speak their language. And all the way from here, I drove to Uyo. And Big Bolaji, funny enough, Big Bolaji said the next time, charge them with the flight money, they will pay it. And the next time when I went there, I charged them with the flight money and they paid it. But as a Yoruba man that I am now, I went through. I went to public transport and I came back with aeroplane that okay, I'll save some money. So Big Bolaji is a very fantastic man to me. That's what I would say. He's a mentor. I missed him daily. Every day when I wake up, because Big Bolaji will call me at least 3 times in a day. Alpha, where are you? Alpha, buy me this thing. Alpha, where do you work this weekend? You know, Big Bolaji is the only person that will tell you that where are you working this weekend? Tell me you have a job and say come and ride along with me. Out of the money is being paid, he will give you. Big Bolaji is the only band that I know that once they get to a party, they spread them money. I know of some band they will make it 40-60. The team leader will take 40, but Big Bolaji will tell the entire team. I was one that kept telling that it's never done like that. Like after you've paid them, you still allow them to go with the spray money. You say let them go. You know, very lovely man.
Very lovely man. And of course, I can testify to that personally. We're not very close, but at least I can count up to 2-3 events that he just called me. What happened was he came to my church. My pastor was celebrating his 40th birthday that year, and he just saw me anchoring and he said, guy, and that was it. And the following week or 2 weeks after, just called me, said go to Civic Center. Pastor Gbemini Eboda's father was celebrating his 90th birthday. Go and anchor the birthday. And I was there. I anchored. He said, Mama Tonsho was celebrating her 20th, was it 20th anniversary on stage at Jogo. Go there, go and anchor. And he did something funny. They paid me, they gave me an envelope and just said, where's the envelope? I showed him. Just held it like this. Just said, he did not open it.
Because it's not a month.
That was no, not today. This one is a special gift. I just touch envelope like this. Once you see the denomination, just tell you exactly. It was spot on. May God rest his soul. Amen. And may God continue to comfort all the people that he has influenced and that he left behind. So now, moving forward, it's still random, and of course we are touching on many random things. And now I want to take you somewhere. This is Ibadan. You've been in Ibadan since you came back from Kano. In Kwara State, where I grew up, there's a name for people that comes in from Kano. We call them Ogunlende.
Well, I wasn't Ogunlende.
It was not Ogun that you came, but stubbornness Lende. So when you came to Ibadan, and the Ibadan that you came into then and the Ibadan of now, in terms of the entertainment terrain, what do you think it is like? Because Ibadan entertainment space is not the same with the one I met when I came to Ibadan in 2005, 20 years ago. When I came to Ibadan, I know of Jeru, I know of Ultra. Years later, I know of Jeru, I know of Ultra, I know of so many, I know of Blade, I know of Sinleke, I know of Wale Waves, I know of hip-hop guys that were trending and they were doing well in Ibadan. But now, I wouldn't know, maybe I'm losing touch, because I'm not the Gen Z, maybe I'm losing touch, but I know that the pop culture in Ibadan is not what it used to be. What do you think is responsible?
Wow. Well, Ibadan is 2 ways. Ibadan makes talents and kills talents.
Come again.
Ibadan is 2 ways. It makes talents and kills talents.
Okay.
Now, if you look at least some few guys that in Lagos now, they stood up from Ibadan.
And this is entertainment and media. Let me put that together because work together. At
least I can talk about the recent one, the current one that's still trending, Kiki.
Yeah. I remember one of our shows. Sorry, let me use cucumber and watermelon. I remember one of Kiki's shows. That was 90s meets millennium, I think. It was at Jogo Center. She brought Queen Salawa Beni. She brought, I think, was it Musili Aruna Shola? A-list guys, and they all was half empty. I was there and I was like, what? Because all the musicians that were on the bills, all of them were present. Okay. And they all was less than half empty.
Now, like I said, Ibadan makes talent and kills talent. Now, if Kiki wants to do a show in Ibadan right now, just of today, I bet you it's going to be more than sold out.
Yes. Remote did it not long ago.
Now, Remote also started in Ibadan and went to Lagos. Now, when Remote came back, some people were saying he left and he came back. Where is he going to get the crowd? In fact, it was double the crowd that he had when he was even...
He did something very daring. He went for the ICC.
That's what I'm saying.
I think that's still one of the biggest halls.
It's not one of these, the biggest hall in Ibadan.
And the place was packed.
Packed, both gallery. Because he brought in, of course, the talent of Lagos too, and everybody came to see their favorites. Now, right now, the Ibadan, why I say Ibadan is killing is that they underprice us in Ibadan, except for some of us that shuffling between Lagos and decide to stay back in Ibadan. Like, no matter who calls you, yes, to the glory of God, I don't pick calls or I don't get job now because I'm hungry. Once I tell you my price, you can't pay my price to go. Recently, I was at an event and one woman saw me. Well, I just walked in to go and see somebody. I was supposed to be the MC, and the woman saw me. And the woman was telling the planner that he was supposed to be the MC, but he's surprised. And I told the woman to her face, I'm not for everybody. I said, madam. And that day, I didn't have a job that day. But I just went to see someone. Somebody said I should come and see me. It was Jogo. And I went there, I got there, I saw the woman. The woman was telling the event planner because the event planner was greeting me. And she was saying, he was supposed to be the MC. He was surprised. I said, madam, I'm not for everybody. You have to get to that level that you're not for everybody. You understand? Not because you're hungry. Now, why am I saying about kids talents that they're not paying us as well? That's one. The government are not even supporting us as well. Imagine that recent time, I think was during the second time of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of your state, Engineer Loa Sheyi Makinde, and they went all the way to Lagos to bring MCs. Yes, the first one, I did the first one. Did I do bad? No. Because I knew I did very well that because even hopped my profile then. Everybody was there. Now, in fact, I had the nickname that official MC for the governor. Recently, he was at an event that I also anchored there, and everywhere, somebody, in fact, I think it was 2 Sundays ago, I went to a church and somebody shook my hand and said that he wants to tap for my grace. I said, what do you mean? He said, recently you were the governor. I said, it's different. Now, they don't recognize or appreciate us. I don't know which language to use. They don't appreciate us in the Bible. They say that they prefer going to Lagos. Why they prefer going to Lagos, I don't know. Because there was an event when I think it was when the president of Sierra Leone, I can't remember, came to Ibadan.
Yes. And so I think Ajele.
Yes.
Dr. Smile.
Yes.
Was it Kenny Black? I know that I think I should know that I saw like 2 or 3 MCs.
One guy in-house was telling me that they should call me for the event, and somebody said they called me. I said I was not available. I said it's a lie. Nobody called me. Probably
the people in charge had some connect or whatever with those people.
Because what I felt is if they mandated that we want somebody from Ibadan, I think it was last year or 2 years ago at the was the inauguration at the end of the year party of one party. Now, Dr. Smile came to do that of Ibadan and still went back to do that of Abeokuta. Same night, and I was like, why? What's the problem with Ibadan?
Now let me take a quick, still the same question, but I just want to add a quick something. Some few years back, Ibadan was not this bad. Let me put it that way. And I heard someone say that the unfortunate loss of Oluwatobi Omoyela Peteru has contributed to the entertainment space of Ibadan nosediving. Do you think? Because Peteru was quite a force when he was alive, and I think the entertainment scene in Ibadan was kind of bubbling when he was alive. But I won't want to tag it to his unfortunate demise, but I've heard that.
Well, I would agree with that, because even while Peteru was alive, the same complaint I was making, Peteru was also making it that you will see yourself. Of course, like I was making waves, like Peteru was also making waves. Then everybody was everybody was doing their own thing. Of course, Peteru brought A-list comedians to Ibadan. Peteru brought A-list artists to Ibadan as a musician to come. The only person has not, he didn't get the opportunity to bring was Davido and Wizkid. At least there's nobody that Peteru has not brought back to Ibadan. And it was good and great. But was he getting the pay? Was he getting the feedback, or was he getting the kickback? Or I don't know which English to use that.
The appreciation.
because he was making complaint. Because sometimes people will see him and say, it's not the same secretary that we expect that you should be the one doing this dinner. Of course, he was going everywhere. Now, don't get it twisted. I go to Abeokuta to work. I go to Lagos to work. Why am I not being bounced? Why are they not using the MC in Lagos to work? Of course, everybody has their own craft. But what I'm saying is, okay, as the government, you should be able to they've called us like twice. I'm sure you went to them. They've called us like twice that they want all the entertainment stakeholders to come. And we went for meeting, and lo and behold, there was no outcome from the meeting. I think it was 2 years ago, it was last year, they wanted to have Dirty December in Ibadan. They asked us for proposals. Some of my friends have submitted the proposal, and lo and behold, they went to Lagos. The same proposal they dropped, they went to give to somebody in Lagos to come and work with it.
Now, I don't want to put this on the governor's table because I know the governor is not in charge of everything.
Of course.
Like the insider gist that you got, that they said they called you and you told them you were busy. I think the people in charge, because the governor will definitely delegate such duties.
Sure.
I think they are the ones that we should be asking questions.
But who are these people?
I remember there was something that happened not too long ago too, in maybe 3-4 years ago. It was at Adamasingba. I can't remember. I think there was the commissioning of Adamasingba Stadium or something. There was no Ibadan artists too. There was a particular event that happened at Adamasingba that there were no Ibadan artists. I think it was Q-Dot or some. I can't remember. But I know that there was also an event like that too. That was a state function.
No, I was the MC.
You were the MC.
I was the MC.
But it was like a state function. But then we did not have artists from Ibadan then.
Now, come to think about it, I also think the artists in Ibadan also need to up their game.
Okay.
Few of us are there up. Some people are not just upping the game. People see them. Now there's this guy that I respect so much, Kenzo, when it comes to.
Watch out for Kenzo's episode on Random.
Ababe of Africa. I call it Ababe of Africa. Now every time he comes up stage, of course, there's no how you sing. Even King Sonia, they still go back to the old music, but he will do the new one. Kenzo brings out new thing all the time. Of course, some artists, you see them sing the same song. The governor or whoever is in charge will ask you, what is he singing? Is it the same song that he sang the last time, or has new song again that is eating the town? That's for that. Then also the comedy aspect that people are saying that after Peteru, of course, there's no much originality in the comedy aspect. There's no much as it is. Then there's some people, the likes of Big Johnny.
Yeah.
The likes of Big Johnny, Rapping Daddy is there, but there's no much originality. Sometimes I go to events and I see these guys crack joke and insult people. Insult a bit and go back to your joke, but not totally use the crowd as your craft. Insulting them. I was at Big Johnny's event and one of the comedians came and he was insulting and saying in Ibadan we'll carry popcorn and put on the chest. I felt bad, like because you're in Lagos does not mean you say this in Lagos. You said that we are eating popcorn, we put it on our chest, we are showing that we bought popcorn of thousands. If it's in Lagos, they put it down and they will be eating it,
I think that's a narrative that there was a concerted effort at some point to correct it. I think it was Don T and some people at the My Ibadan. There was that hashtag that wanted to trend that time, My Ibadan, trying to correct the wrong narratives that people subtly pass on Ibadan, saying Ibadan girls, Ibadan. But the unfortunate thing is that most of these things are being reinforced by Ibadan performers, and even Ibadan people.
Yes, you are right. Even the late Peteru, there was a time he cracked a joke and was saying, if you buy a phone for a Lagos lady and the phone drops, you just look at it, don't worry. But if it's a Ibadan girl, she wish she screamed that, oh my God, you know what she went through before she could get the phone. Of course, even in Lagos, they still do random joke with Lagos people because the Warri people will come and do joke with Warri. Same if it's in Warri, same thing as the
that's the difference. I think we see the jokes from Warri from Warri people is more like promoting the ingenuity or the what's it called of the Warri people, that they know they take nonsense, they are sharp people, they are this. But Ibadan people always portray Ibadan people as local in this sense means what's it called now, crude, uncivilized. That's how they tend to portray. And unfortunately, like I said, Ibadan performers and even movies, they always portray Ibadan in that light. I think that is one strong issue that needs to be dealt with. How, I don't know.
Well, I think it's also a matter of foundation of Ibadan also, because they don't feel shame Ibadan, not shame Ibadan. Once you get somewhere and say you are an Ibadan president, you just say Ibadan Bawo, Ibadan Bawo. Now recently a friend of mine came from Lagos, came to invest in real estate. I made a statement. He said there is money in Ibadan, but where is the money? Are you seeing the money?
Maybe on Ring Road or Akala Express.
And I was saying, Ibadan. Of course, there's one man also that was into entertainment, Stone Cafe. Every time he goes to an event, he tells me, Johnson said there's money in Ibadan. But my brother, sometimes I just ask that,
where is the money?
Where is the money?
What are they seeing that I'm not seeing?
What are they seeing them? But truth being told, for example, some of my clients calls from Lagos. Now, for example, they come in for Lagos and I said, is this MC Johnson? And I said, okay, yes, I'm available. How much you charge? And I say 500. The person will just go, and in my mind I was like, 500. She goes, both cut me. And the person will say, are you sending somebody or you are coming yourself for 500,000? And I said, I will be there myself now. He said, don't send anybody, make sure you are there yourself. In fact, I won't pay you all until you get there. Now, I've undercharged myself, because later when I got to realize my colleagues of mine in Lagos charge 1.5 million on top waiting. You call that kind of amount in Ibadan, I tell them 500,000. Shall I some hall? I bet they dano. Are you the one bringing the food or the one paying for the hall? So they just see like, okay, like I said, that woman let me just say, let the cat out of the bag. The man I said 300,000. Man was telling me, for what? Why would I charge 300,000? And no, this is who will pay band from Lagos that will charge them 4 million. And they will tell you that she be bad on it.
So I think it will be very unfair for us to put this on the government. I think it is the government, the performer, the people. Well, I think everybody has their own.
Everybody has their own. A bit on the government, because, like I used to say, after God is the government. Now, if the government is promoting us, for example, when ROTIMI and the likes started Ibadan countdown.
Must laugh.
I
remember.
Tunji, all of them like that. They put together, and we had good times, swell times. Now, I think for 5 years or thereabout, those guys were pulling those stunts by themselves, and no government came to support them. Baba, if the government says, okay, well, this is a certain amount of money for 30 December, bring up your game. Everybody will buckle up.
I think there is even a way government can motivate the private sector. There's a way government can get the private sector involved without them even spending the money. It's just the will that sometimes is needed on the part of the government. But it's just quite unfortunate that I'm not sure we are getting it. But then on another note, I remember that Idris Animasha on Longman was on this show a few weeks ago, and he said something which I know that you are part of them. There was a particular launch here in Ibadan, Banki Lula, and the governor was there. Absolutely. And I see you and some other Ibadan entertainers there.
Of course.
One would have thought that is a very good avenue for you people to present the Ibadan case, because I want to believe, like I said, I am trying to give the governor the benefit of the doubt that maybe the people surrounding him are not allowing him to see these things or to hear these things. So now you had an opportunity to meet with the governor. What's happened? We did not hear that Ibadan entertainment stakeholders or Ibadan entertainers, they presented the case to the governor or mentioned anything to the governor.
Okay, that's good. For that, you called me. What do you call this show?
Random.
You call me here to come and do random, and I just get there and I said that I think we need to talk about the president, the killing in Iran, America. I started talking about politics. Am I not going off key?
You are actually.
Now, the governor was called there to come and unveil a brand. I was called there to come and anchor it. I had the opportunity to talk to the governor without now presenting stakeholder. Yes, that's an opportunity for me. At the same time, I must be careful so that I don't shoot myself in my leg. Because if I say, Your Excellency, the stakeholder, the governor will be lost, like, excuse me, this is Bankilola, what are you talking about? Now that my real is my career. Not even his mood, because his mood will not be ruined. It's my career that, where did they get this governor I mean, where does get this MC that is saying, speaking off key? Yes, at the tail end of the event, after the governor has enjoyed the moment, I said, sir, come December, we want to gather with you again. Now, it's not left for the governor to pick it. It's not left for the entourage to say, this was mentioned it one time. It's not left. Luckily for us, the youth agency was also there.
Okay.
It's only that one person I hardly see at events, the commissioner for youth and sports. What's that? I hardly see at events. But someone that is supposed to be close to us. If someone like that was there, because there's a time the governor will call them and said, what are the people saying outside? And they will tell them, sir, remember when he went to Bankidula? He will never forget that memory because it was a great memory for him because he later with all of us there. So you remember they said we should have 30 December. Let's give it to them and hear from them, sir. I expect that because for me, you don't expect me to say, Your Excellency, he didn't come there to come and meet me. He came there because somebody invited him. I came there because I was paid to come and work there, and I'm working. I just had to chip in because sometimes you need to read the mood. Be careful of where you drop.
I think that's one of the traits of a good MC. You should be able to read the room.
Yes, I read the room. Now, even before the governor came into the play, that day he was pressing his phone. It wasn't even because I gave one of the younger MC opportunity to come and crack the people up, and he was leaving the governor out of the hook. And the people were telling me the governor is not enjoying this guy. I should get the mic. I got the mic back. I made the governor to play along, which he played along. Now he's playing along, and now decided to say, so Your Excellency, there's a request from my people. We want you to come and start. The governor was like, show wa okay, sha.
I'm here to unwind.
Because that's what he told. Once he told them that they said he's there to unwind. In fact, they prepared a couch for him. He said he's not sitting on the couch. He sat on the normal table everybody is sitting there. If you look at the video very well, because the video trended, he ate small chops, he drank cocktail. Of course, I'm sure the protocol have vented before he took it. And it's not a moment for me to now say, as a good MC, you don't use the opportunity and mess up your own career.
Drive your personal agenda.
So that's just it.
Okay, I think that's fair. I think that's fair. Then that's fair. On a final note, it's random. So let me take you to somewhere entirely different from everywhere we have been coming from. You are a father of girls. What does it feel like to be a father of a teenage girl?
A father of girls and a boy.
Of course, I'm a boy. I'm not. Shout out to Mololua. I'm not ruling him out, but then, what does it feel like to live in a girls' hostel?
Well,
I'm not coming.
Truth being told, is the sweetest thing. Now, my daughters, once I come in, even before my wife would observe, once I have my hair cut, my daughters are always the first person to observe. You've gone for a haircut. Once I have a mood swing, and my daughters will come to me and said, "You're frowning your face. What's wrong with you?" My second daughter would look at me and said, "Your tummy is getting bigger."
Why are those second? Sincerely, I've always had that theory about second boys. I think I've confirmed it now. Yeah. They are unfiltered. They say it the way it is.
My second daughter, I went out with her I think 3 days ago, and she was wearing her elder sister's sweater, and went to pick her elder sister. Maybe we again, she was taking her. Why are you taking her sweater? I said, "Hey, Auntie Momori, I don't want an issue. I don't want any issue with her." I said, "But I'm here." And I said, "No, she will not deal with me while you're here. She will deal with me in your absence." Now, the sweet thing about the daughter is, of course, children in general they are sweet to relate with. My son wakes me up, as tiny as he is, wakes me up that he wants to go for gym. And I marvel at, what do you want to go and gym? Sometimes if I leave him at home and I decide to run away from him, he complains that that's very unfair of me living at home. That's for the boy. Now for the girls, my brother, now that you have a teenager, you have to knock before I come into the room. It's not like before, because it was joy for me that while they were young, I bathed them a lot. I just told them, let me go and bathe. But now, Baba, I cannot dare enter the room. In fact, even when I'm coming into the room, I have to speak first, so that they will know that I'm coming into their room. In fact, there's rules on the room now. Not before you come inside. Don't just come inside anyhow.
Your own house.
In my own house. In my own house. So it's the joy of having the guests. Yes, there was an event I went for. The woman funeral, and she had 4 beautiful girls. I was smiling. In fact, I was happy as if they are my daughters. Now, they didn't dance one after the other.
They danced together.
They danced together.
Thank you so much for being a part of the show, Mr. MC Rotimi Johnson, the mechanic MC, the polyglot, the man that speaks Hausa. Should I just I want to cast you now. I want to mention one of your names that you are always hiding on radio.
Which one is that?
Uncle Uncle Zulu. This Uncle Zulu on Splash FM. It's just so many beautiful things wrapped up into one. Thank you so much for being a part of the show. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel Afoda Samuel. Share it with your friends and let them know about the podcast. Don't forget to drop your comment on any of the things we've talked about. Thank you so much. See you some other time. Afoda Samuel is the name. Au revoir.
Thank you very much, Rotimi Johnson. An honor. That's you.